Now, if you're trying to lose weight and you think carbs are the enemy, we have some good news.
Yay.
A study in the UK has found we're doing the dieting all wrong. And instead of counting calories, we should be embracing carbs.
Some carbohydrates. There is a catch, though.
Okay.
You need to be having the right carbs and the right amounts. So what foods are back on the menu? Let's bring in Sunrise Nutritionist Susie Burrell. Susie, morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Now, tell us about the study and why low-carb diets work.
Now, this is from the low-carb group from David Ludwig, who's written about low-carb diets for many, many years. And this is a long-term study to show that if people kept their carbohydrate intake to about 20% of calories, they were able to maintain their weight loss for longer periods of time and they felt less hungry. Now, there's no doubt that there are benefits to a reduced carbohydrate style of eating in which you are more mindful of the carbohydrates you're choosing and really watching the portions. Because, of course, in Australia, the biggest issue is the portions. We have massive plates of pasta and rice and it's too much. But the difficult thing is, and what we'll try and explain to everyone today, is how you do that, because it's quite confusing. And so we're going to really break it down so you can see how you can reduce your carbs.
Let's start here. What have we got? Nachos.
So whenever you have a heavy carbohydrate meal, so Mexican pizza, the key thing to reduce the carbohydrates is to get rid of the heavy load. So for example, if you were going to Mexican and you were ordering a big nachos or you're ordering a burrito that's got rice and bread, all you need to do is swap out the rice and go for a naked style, which are more common now. So they're getting rid of those heavier carbs from the bread and the rice and replacing it with vegetables and beans, because our highest carb foods are our pasta, rice, fruit juices, potato, mashed potato, couscous. These add, you know, a lot of volume and it takes that carbohydrate up to about 60% of intake. So hence, to reduce it, we want to eliminate those as much as possible or choose the alternatives which are lower in total carbohydrate.
All right, this is an alternative I can see here. Pasta for pasta?
There's a number of pasta varieties available now. Now, that bowl of pasta would have about 150 grams of carbohydrate, and really to have a lower carb diet, we're looking at about 80 to 100 grams per day. So look out for the new bean style pastas. They're made from edamame beans. They might be made from a vegetable, a konjac noodle.
Do they taste okay?
They are improving all the time, Sam. Now, of course,
it's not a zucchini one.
Absolutely.
That she makes herself.
So you can still have your
spiralizer.
Spiralizer.
So you can still have your spaghetti sauce, but it's just reducing, because the legume-based foods and the lower carb breads, for example, help to keep that meal around a carbohydrate but a better type.
What's chocolate doing there?
I put chocolate there because there's these new low sugar chocolates that have just come out, and what I wanted to make the point of was just because it says low sugar doesn't mean it's low carbohydrate. So there's a difference. So don't be confused by the low sugar claims. In this instance, we're looking at total carbohydrate, not just sugar alone.
Now, I can't be alone here in craving a sandwich at lunchtime, a bit of carb in the middle of the day. And it's not just me, is it?
No.
Is that still okay?
A filling sandwich is one of the best things you can have to keep you full all afternoon, because if you just have the salad, you're not full and you eat anyway, all the snack food. So things like the mountain bread, which has got about half of the carbohydrate of 2 slices of bread, that also makes a fantastic pizza base, as does cauliflower rice if you make it into a pizza base with some Parmesan cheese. But absolutely, this has got half the amount. Or even better, Sam, there's these amazing low-carb breads we can find. Now, these have got about 10 grams of carbohydrate in a couple of slices. Regular bread will have double that amount, so you can have that as a toasted sandwich. It's got a higher grain content, higher protein, and will be full all afternoon.
Does it taste okay?
Yeah, they taste amazing because they're these amazing dense grains, and particularly toasted sandwiches. So there's a lot of options in the supermarkets now, which means you can still have your bread, you can still have your rice. It's just swapping the main varieties to reduce the overall carbohydrate load. Because when it comes to low carb diets, it's the daily choices we make. It's not the one-off cake that you have as a treat. It's these staple foods that form the base of our breakfast, our lunch and our dinner. And if you swap them to lower carb varieties, you reduce the carb between 20–40%, you get the benefits, and you're still eating all your favourite foods.
All right, what are some other tips for us?
I think get the vegetables up on the plate.
Yes.
So use the cauliflower rice, use the zucchini noodles without a doubt. Check your food labels. When you're looking at carbohydrates, you want that are about 20 grams of carbohydrate per serve, whereas, you know, Turkish bread has 60 or 80. So just slightly reduce it and look for better varieties. And all the holes with the butter, it's good. But it's just looking for those little tricks to reduce it overall, and be mindful that just because it says low sugar does not mean low carbohydrate, which is what we're working on here to reduce the carbohydrate load of the diet, and just 2 pieces of fruit a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's got to taste good. You taste the bread, I'll taste the chocolate to see whether it tastes good.
He'll be upset because I've eaten the chocolate.
I actually don't mind the
That's what we'll do.
There's no chocolate in there.